Hey, what's up guys? Continuing with the Turnigy Evolution playlist, I now want to talk about why only 5 models is not such a big deal. If you don't already know, the Evolution has a maximum of 5 models, meaning that some people think that you can only have 5 multirotors set to the Evolution. That's true, and it's not true. Real quick, I just want to talk about the purpose of having different models in a transmitter so we can fully understand why only 5 is not a big deal at all. Let's take the FrSky Tyrannus for an example. It can have up to 60 models. The different models, the purpose is because there's differences in your RC vehicles. And this does include receivers, so you can have one receiver bound per model. But this also includes differences. Say like in the Tyrannus, you can use it for helicopters, multirotors, fixed wings, airplanes, gliders, RC cars, boats, you name it. And because of this, they give you a lot more options to set up different settings for these different vehicles. The Evolution is a purpose-built transmitter just for multirotors. Therefore, you don't need as many options. So that means you are not going to have that many differences. As far as my multirotors, the only differences transmitter-wise is my channel endpoints, because with some flight controllers, they are capable of using iBus and you don't have to calibrate channel endpoints, where some flight controllers are not capable of using iBus, so I use SBus instead. But in that case, I do have to calibrate channel endpoints. So right there, I already have 2 different differences. But everything else with my multirotors, the differences are in the flight controller and Betaflight. Say some models I have a buzzer on, but some I don't. But that's in Betaflight. For my multirotors without buzzers, the switch is still there, I just don't use it. It's not going to anything. My PID settings, rates, expos, all of that through Betaflight. So there is no difference other than channel endpoints. Now I could see if you use a different type of receiver, that would be another difference. Say like the really small one that guys are using on their micro-size builds, it's called the A8 something. So yes, if you use that, then you'd have to create another model. So we are now up to 3 models. And my understanding from this, I can't confirm it yet because I haven't received mine in the mail, but my understanding is you can bind as many of those as you want under the same model. And I'm still talking about the A8 whatever receiver. But with the IA6C, you do have to bind each receiver per model. But this is the great thing about the Evolution. So let's go ahead and start. I've talked long enough. I've got 3 different IA6C receivers here, and I have all 3 bound to 3 different models. But I will show you how I will set all 3 of these up for the same model in a very easy and effective way. So right now, this model is bound to this receiver. The way you know if a receiver is bound is if it has a solid red light. And that beep just sounded, meaning that it just connected to this receiver, and I'm getting the solid red light. And as you probably already know, to change models, you go into the settings, scroll down, and you will click select model, and then click this number, and then change the number, and then press the check mark, and then press the back button. Are you sure? Click yes, and you've now changed models. And that doesn't sound too bad, but let me go ahead and set this back real quick. The great thing about these receivers are, unlike FrSky receivers, you don't have to hold down a failsafe button, or also known as a bind button. To bind these receivers, all you do is you go to RX bind, which is even higher up on the list, and it's saying binding to RX. Then you just apply power to the receiver that you want to bind. You hear that beep, it automatically backs out of that menu, and I am already getting the solid red light. It binds like that. and we didn't have to press 6 different buttons to switch models. Now say I want to change models. Instead of going all the way down and changing models and clicking yes and the check marks and changing the numbers and all that other stuff, I'm just going to go back to RxBind, go to a different multirotor, plug in my LiPo battery, and it's bound. It's ready to fly. And like I said, we didn't have to, go down, change the model, change the number of the model, click OK 3 different times, then back out of the menu and all that other stuff. This is actually a faster way of changing models. And like I said, doing it this way, I can have all of my multirotors that are using iBus on one model. All my multirotors using SBus I can have on the second model. And then all my multirotors using a different type of receiver I can place on a third model or fourth. And I honestly don't even think I'll ever make it to my 5th model. So, I've been flying one model. I want to change my multirotors. Okay, I'm ready to fly. And that's basically it, guys. I just wanted you guys to be aware of this because it seems like so many people are complaining about only having 5 models, but really, you can have as many as you want, and this is actually faster than changing models through the menu. So if this helps you out, if you could, please give me a like. Check out the Evolution playlist, left a link for you in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again soon.